guys, so today we are going to be making chicken thighs in a creme fraiche mustard sauce, and we're going to have some Brussels sprouts with that. So let's get started. So far I have taken the chicken out of the package. My cat is getting off the counter. My gosh. Okay. Hi, bud. Please don't do that. All right. Start over. So we took the chicken out of the package. They're just bone and skin on chicken thighs, which are the cheapest, which is great. And I patted them dry with paper towels. So we're gonna salt and pepper these on the skin side first. Okay. Just take our pepper. Awesome. So we get them nice and salted and peppered. We're gonna just add some olive oil to our cast iron, and I know I did not mention, but I did preheat the oven to 375. So let's add a generous amount of olive oil, and we'll get this going. Get this nice and warm. So this is on a medium high right now. Okay, so while we wait for that to happen, we are going to prep our Brussels sprouts. I'm just going to move this chicken down over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the stems and cut them into quarters. So I'm gonna grab a knife. We have our quartered Brussels sprouts here. We're just gonna add in some olive oil. Just be generous, right? Season, salt and pepper. And we'll add some more spices to this. I'll combine some onion powder. Again, I'm not really measuring, but that's okay. Garlic powder. Cool, we're just gonna toss these all to combine. And we want to make sure our pan is big enough so they don't steam and they roast. So let's just kind of move everyone around. And we're going to put our chicken thigh skin side down. And we are going to sear the skin, right? Skin side down. We're going to move them around a little bit just so we don't crowd them in here. You know, a little movement. And we're going to clean up. All right. Pepper. Salt. And we're going to set a timer and not touch these for 6 minutes. So we have the chicken that are searing. So let's actually talk about the sauce we're going to be making. Okay. So we're going to be making something super easy. These are going to sear for 6 minutes on one side. We're going to have them go for 5 minutes on the other side, and we're going to take them out. They won't be cooked. And we're going to make our sauce. Put the chicken thighs back in. Our sauce is going to be made up of 3 primary components. We have chicken broth, creme fraiche, and a little Dijon mustard. And what we'll do when we take out the chicken thighs is we'll deglaze the pan with a little chicken stock. Then we'll add about 3/4 of a cup in. I'm going to eyeball it. Then this is a 7.5 ounce container of creme fraiche that we're trying to get up to room temp. Right? The easier, the more room temperature it is, the easier it is to spread. mix in, sorry, not spread. Cool. So it kind of looks like yogurt, but it smells like cream cheese. It's gonna make it this really tangy, and the mustard's gonna work well with it as well. So we have that ready, we have our mustard, we have this, and we got about 4 minutes left on the chicken. Once the sauce is ready, we throw the chicken back into the sauce. We're gonna bake it 375 for 25 minutes until the chicken's cooked. And we'll throw in our Brussels sprouts underneath to kind of do, their thing as the chicken cooks. So 2 for 1, super easy. We're basically, we're only gonna be on the stove for 12 minutes of this whole recipe. Everything else is going into the oven, and then, we'll be ready after. We won't have to do anything besides plate meat. So let's take a couple minutes, and then we'll flip the chicken. Hopefully it gets nice and brown, and we'll be back in a minute. Thanks. Bone and skin on chicken thighs are one of the cheapest cuts of meat. And it's because the butcher doesn't have to do a lot of work. They don't have to take the skin off. They don't have to debone it. And for that reason, they're cheap. It's funny though, I grew up in a house that never had the bone and skin on. We always had boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which are great. But about $1.50 to $2 more a pound. So these 4 chicken thighs, this is about 2.5 pounds, including the bones and the skin, cost about $3.50. Is the bone preserves the juiciness of the flavor, right? You cannot overcook bone and skin on chicken thighs. I swear you can't. And the skin just gets awesome and crispy. And what we'll do is we might even hit these in the broiler at the end, just to make sure we get that crisp factor on the skin. So we get about 8 seconds, so we're gonna give these guys a flip. Turn the timer off so it doesn't beep. All right, 5 minutes on this side. This side did not get as crispy as this one, so what I'm gonna do, after it bakes, we might throw them in the broiler to get that extra crisp factor. All right, so like I said, we got 3 minutes. This is not fully cooking the chicken, right? These take longer. So they're cheaper, they're juicier, but they take longer to cook, right? That bone and that skin takes longer. So my plan is, and I hope I'm right, is that once we put everything in the oven, in 25 minutes, we will have a meal. The chicken will be done, the Brussels sprouts will be done. The thing about the Brussels sprouts let's actually grab these, is when you cut up Brussels sprouts, they never fully stay together, right? So we have these little, outer leaves, right? And then we have the full intact pieces. These will take longer than these guys. So these will probably get a little crispy, be like Brussels sprout chips, while the other ones will be, crispy on the outside and then soft on the inside. That's the goal for the 25 minutes on these Brussels sprouts. All right, so we have about 30 seconds left here. We're gonna take these guys out, throw them on the plate. So we're gonna add in some chicken stock we have here. And we are going to scrape up some of these bits. So let's do, we're probably adding about maybe 3/4 of a cup. We're turning our heat down. So let's just try to scrape up some of these bits. I'm using a wooden spoon. All right, so now we're gonna add in our creme fraiche. We're gonna do almost this whole tub. Okay, so we're going to mix this guy in. And with that, it's gonna turn like a pale yellow color because we have the fat from the oil, from the chicken, we have the fat from the creme fraiche, and we're just gonna try to, break up the big chunks. Right, it's gonna just look like, take our Dijon mustard, and we're gonna just kind of dollop it in a little bit. And you can't see it, it just disappeared, but we're just gonna mix, mix, mix. And we're gonna season with some pepper, salt. And our chicken is gonna cook in the oven. So we're gonna actually let this cook a little bit first. Add some pepper. Add some salt. Right, we already have the salt on the chicken, so we're not gonna add a ton. Okay, we're just gonna let this go for, I don't know, about 30 seconds. Let it get warm, and let's throw the chicken in. We're just gonna nestle our chicken in there. Ugh. Then we're gonna actually take the juice from the, so as you can see, the skin is actually gonna, some of the skin might get underneath the sauce, and that's okay. Like I said. So we got these ready to go, ready to cook. We got some of the juices, we'll pour back in. Cool. Let's grab our Brussels first. Brussels sprouts will go down here. Okay. Grab our heavy, this is really heavy now. Saucy chicken. All right, we got these in for 25 minutes. What I'm gonna do about halfway, I'm gonna shake the pan of the Brussels sprouts, and I'll see you guys back in 25, all right? All right, so we have about 6 minutes or so. I'm actually gonna check out the Brussels sprouts because I don't really want them to burn that much, right? So what did we say? We got some chips and we got some, I don't know, big pieces. So we have some browner bits for sure. These are definitely a little crispy. They're not burnt. Tastes good. But I think we're gonna call it quits on the Brussels so we don't overdo it. And throw them on a plate because we're gonna throw our chicken on top of this in the broiler to get the skins crispy. Got about 30 seconds. Let's check this chicken again. I cleaned up the thermometer. We're at about 160 degrees, which is fine because we're going to throw these guys in the broiler. So let's take out the thermometer and let's actually bring this on up. Ugh. Smells so good. Let's close the oven. I want the skin to get crispy. This is optional. You don't mind if your skin is not super crispy, you don't have to do this. This is just me being me. And making a mess as I do it. Guys, into the broiler. It's on high, use low. I don't think my low works anymore. We're gonna be really careful with this. We're only gonna time it for 3 minutes at a time. And what we'll do, so actually stir this sauce together a little bit more. So let's bring that over. We're just gonna use our rubber spatula. Let's just gonna give it a little stir. I'm actually gonna throw the heat on. We're gonna throw it low because this is hot. And we're just gonna give this a stir. And see if we can thicken it up just a little bit more. You can see that it did reduce, but it's still pretty thin, but that's okay. Let me get my plate out. I have a plate here and a plate. So we already took our Brussels sprouts out. We'll start with our Brussels. Spoon it in our hands. Throw some Brussels sprouts over here. Throw some of the crispy guys on there. Okay. As you can see, our sauce is starting to simmer a little bit. That's good. That's what we want. So we're just gonna move this around. This is still really hot, so if you're gonna touch it, use your oven mitt. You will burn yourself and you will be sad. Because cast iron is hot and it stays hot. Let's see if we can get this, like I said, to simmer a little bit. Let's check our chicken. Make sure it's not burning. They're looking good. Probably continue to let this go. We'll do 1 more minute. 1. Let that do its thing. And because I'm impatient and kind of want to speed up this thickening process, I'm going to grab some cornstarch and make a slurry. Cornstarch is a thickening agent. And all you gotta do before you put it in anything, doesn't taste like anything, is add some water and dissolve it first. So let's do that. You can even just use, I'm just gonna dissolve it. My fingers. Because you don't want the cornstarch to be a lump, because it will not mix in. So you can see here, it's just cornstarch and water. Pour it in and we will boil, and then let's check out our chicken. And it's already starting to thicken up, which is exactly what we want. It's reducing down. I think our chicken's good to go too. Oh yeah, looks awesome. Nice and crispy and golden brown. I don't know why my tripod, the camera keeps falling off. So we are being held up by some cat food. Now my cat's over here. You can see him. Hi, can I eat? Can I eat, please? Please don't jump on the table. All right, let me just a little bit more. So we have our chicken, we have our Brussels. I actually just threw the sauce over the Brussels sprouts and the chicken. That's me crisping up the skin just to put sauce all over it. Hey, you know, everyone's different. Okay, we got our chicken. Sauce, just dip it. It's awesome. It's not super cheesy, you know, it's not like, you know, we put a lot of that creme fraiche, but it's not like it's a block of cheese. It's really creamy, it's thick. It's actually holding its own on the plate. It's not really running all over the place. All right, so that's Brussels sprouts, chicken thighs with a creme fraiche mustard sauce. Next week, I'll be coming up with another video. It's actually going to be vegetarian. I'm going to do a quinoa or a grain. Haven't decided what grain yet. Roasted veggie bowl with a tahini dressing. I'm really into tahini now, and I think you guys are going to love it. All right, as always, thank you so much for the support. And if you want to see more videos, check out Everyday Cooking with Kristen. I also have a new playlist up called Dinner Ideas, so you can check that out if you are in a rut and need, you know, an idea of what to make for dinner. All right, thanks guys, bye.